So today is June 22nd, 2022, and the other day when I was going through my videos, I noticed that I didn't have any videos of the front flower bed. I haven't done any videos this year, or out in our little crabapple tree out front. So I finally figured out what the names of these are. Well, what I think they are. I think this is Japanese sedge. It gets a purple flower in the middle eventually. I believe these are Shasta daisies. One of them's getting ready to open up. And then we have some daylilies, yellow daylilies. Most of them are spent, but there's a couple that are opening up. And there's some more buds over there. And then we have more Shasta daisies on the other side. I hope those are Shasta daisies, or I would feel really dumb, but I think that's what they are. And then, so really cool thing, don't mind my poor little rose bush there. Not sure what got a hold of that. It had a lot of pest damage. The yellow one's starting to come back over here, but I'm going to trim this down to the base and see what happens. The daffodils did come up. We trimmed those back. But last year I did a video about the Dollar Tree seeds. And I had petunias out here. I had marigolds. A couple other different annuals. But eventually my plan for this bed is to just make it a perennial bed. So last year I had a bunch of leftover gladiolus bulbs, which is these plants right here. I had a bunch of leftover gladiolus bulbs, like multicolor, yellow, pink, red, orange. And I just stuck them in last year and they didn't come up. I don't know if I planted them too late, they didn't get enough water or whatever. But I was always under the assumption that gladiolus, I'm in zone 6B, we get down to like -5 degrees. I have like 180-day growing season, something like that. That they were annuals. So the gladiolus, I always thought they were annuals. I put these in the ground last year and they came back. I can't believe it. Now this section of the bed, you'll see a difference. This side, look at the gladiolus on this side. These guys are huge. I'm 5'4", and these things have to be almost as tall as me. I mean, they are huge, and I've never had a gladiolus get this big. It's like this bright fluorescent orange starting to open up. Absolutely beautiful. But I guess like overwintering it overwintered in the soil. What do you call it? I always call it scarification, but it's not. When you have to get something cold for it to bloom, maybe that's what made these guys really big. But they are huge, and I can't believe they're perennials. But look at the difference. Because of this pine tree, it covers a lot of shade on this side. So these ones are much shorter than these ones. But they'll probably still bloom. I'm sure they will. But yeah, we have a red gladiolus here. And I did get these bulbs from the Dollar Tree. These big, huge, beautiful plants are from the Dollar Tree. And I think it's $1, well now $1.25 for 6 bulbs. But I'm going to get another video when these guys open up. I can't wait to see the whole thing. It starts from the bottom, blooms, and then blooms at the top. We have a stargazer lily back here. This is like a pink, yellow, orange, like really summer beachy type color vibe flower. And then more Japanese sedge. We have the azalea bush here. It gets a really beautiful, beautiful red in the spring. It only lasts for about a week, the red blooms, but it's gorgeous. And then look at this. the elephant in the room, the hibiscus. So this is hardy hibiscus. I'm in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia. Like I said, we get pretty cold winters, really hot summers. This is full sun in my front bed here. This was planted 2 years ago, or maybe 3. I think 3. Okay, yeah. So these are the dinner plate size hibiscus flowers. These are the Starry Night variety. I actually got these for $10 a couple years ago on the dying plant rack at Lowe's. One of the branches was broke. I brought it home, stuck it in the ground, brought it back to life. It was never dead, but I gave it some love and it got nice and bushy again. I trim it down every spring, cut it right down to the base, and it just, this is the year that it's gone crazy. I don't give it any fertilizer. We have a little irrigation system right there, a soaker hose. It gets rain. I always forget to water out here, and it's still doing really good. You can see all of the buds forming. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay. So you can see all the buds forming right there. There's even some down here. There's some big ones starting. And these flowers, there's a little video on my Instagram, majestic_suburbia on Instagram, where I actually hold a paper plate, dinner plate, up to one of these flowers, and it's the exact same size. So they get huge. They only open up for a day, but then they'll close like a morning glory or moonflower. It'll open, close, next day another one will open, next day another one will open, so on and so forth. But they are so beautiful. The absolute favorite in my front bed here, or maybe my favorite flower of all time, probably, just for how big they are. And these are pink with like a red, dark pink center. Then we have the massive rose bush. We just deadheaded it about a week ago. It was filled, and I mean filled, with roses. So yeah, deadhead your roses and you'll get another round of blooms. You can see some new growth on there. And then we have the daylilies. They're getting ready to bloom. Again, this side of the bed gets more shade than this side. So this year, the daylilies aren't as tall. They're usually up to the window right there. But yeah, this year, a little bit shorter. And these are like a cream colored, like blush pink, cream colored, yellow type flower. Really, really beautiful. And again, those just bloom for a day, close up, another one opens, that closes, another one opens. And then we have the begonias here, the wax begonias. They're doing really good. So these pots right here were the pots that I had, the watermelon coleus and the creeping Jenny. I replaced those because they died. I replaced those with these wax begonias right here. They're doing really good. I keep them in the shade under my little front porch roof here. They get like morning sun and then the rest shade, and they do, like, this is the perfect amount of light for them, I've realized. And then we did have some purple irises right there. And then our white bearded iris doesn't bloom anymore, again, because of this massive pine tree here. So yeah, that's what it looks like. That's what it stays like. We have the hosta getting ready to flower. Some mums that I put in like a year or 2 ago that I just left in there, and they always try to come back, but again, there's no sun, so. But yeah, that is the front update. And when these gladiolus open up, I will do a video and show you exactly what they look like and how beautiful they are.